After several years of working together as spies for MI6, the couple finds out that they're having a child, so they decide it's time to quit their jobs. But eventually, their job comes hunting for them. 15 years before their retirement, Matthew and Emily receive a call from the MI6 headquarters that their target is in his residential building, having his 8-year-old child's birthday party. Arriving at the location, the two disguise themselves as a French couple, using the facade that they are French arms brokers. They manage to play the role perfectly so that their target, an arms dealer known as Gore, doesn't suspect anything and allows them to have fun at the party. Using his handshake from earlier, Emily employs a device to scan her arm to get the fingerprint, which she uses to retrieve a device known as the IC key, a device also known as a master key. Anyone who has the key is capable of destroying a whole city. An alarm goes off and the mansion's security shows up, but they are no match for the couple as they quickly take them out. Chuck, their missions supervisor, tells them to quickly get to the meeting point for extraction and not to mention anything about retrieving the IC key to anyone. Arriving at the extraction point, it's clear that a fellow agent, Baron, shares a keen interest in Emily, but he doesn't show it. Inside the plane, Emily reveals that she's pregnant with Matthew's child and is scared that he wouldn't admit being responsible for it. In most cases, raising kids as a spy isn't ideal. However, he really wants to help raise the baby and is happy to finally become a father. To celebrate the moment, he tells the flight attendant to bring them some champagne. At that moment, Emily tries to use the bathroom and isn't allowed. Noticing something unusual before they can think, Emily is grabbed from behind by the flight attendant, who demands that the IC key be given to him. Matthew gently brings it out and throws it to him. Distracted by it, the steward lets go of Emily, and they quickly grab him and toss him away. A brawl begins, as it turns out that everyone on the plane also happens to be a bad guy. Emily disarms the gun before engaging with the bad guys, but the air host manages to find it and loads the gun. He's about to shoot Emily, but Matthew grabs him from behind, causing him to miss. The bullet hits the pilot, and without any control, the plane crashes onto a mountaintop, with the air host holding on to the key as the plane is divided into two halves by the impact. Before they know what's going on, the plane is about to hit rock bottom. Seeing this, Matthew grabs a parachute and gives it to Emily, since it's the only one left. He tells her to take care of herself and the baby, as he's about to sacrifice himself. At that moment, Emily doesn't listen to his nonsense and grabs him by the thigh as they glide through the snowy mountains. After landing safely, Matthew says they really don't have to continue being spies now that they're expecting a child. Since their plane crashed, headquarters would think they didn't make it out alive, and this is their opportunity to go off-grid and start a new life as a family. 15 years into the present day, the couple lives as a happy family with 2 kids, known as Alice and Leo. Alice is a stubborn teenager, and they are sometimes scared to confront her when she's being disobedient. But she's smart enough to know when they're lying, like when she heard her dad speaking in Russian, calling them out for lying about their real identities. Inside the car, Emily tries to be nice to her daughter by asking her if they could see a movie later, but she refuses, saying she has a study date with one of her friends. Arriving at the school, the couple watches their daughter kiss her boyfriend and even uses binoculars to get a better view. Seeing this, Alice calls them out and thinks they're acting weird in front of her friends. At home, Emily keeps complaining about how she cares so much for her daughter, which she never even received from her mother. When she hears a beeping noise, she finds out it's her daughter's computer. After trying random passwords to get in, she notices a scratch paper behind the computer and guesses the password right. Matthew comes to join her, and she points out that Alice might be lying to them. As spies, they should always watch their kids. She finally enters the password and discovers that Alice is at some location and not at her friend's place, just like she mentioned earlier. Using their phone GPS tracker, they finally find out she's at the club. Arriving there, the couple tells their daughter to leave the place, but she points out that other kids her age are having fun too, revealing she has a fake ID that allows her to enter the club. At that moment, a guy walks up to Emily, saying Alice isn't going anywhere, calling her a boomer. As Emily starts to walk out, she's grabbed by the guy. Furious, Emily grabs the guy by his throat, smashing his head on a platform. A huge fight breaks out, and Matthew has to fight too. The couple ends up crashing the party. Matthew notices a kid recording them and grabs his phone to delete the footage. Inside the car, they argue about her lying that she was studying at a friend's place. She's more curious about how her parents could fight like they did in the club. The couple lies again, telling her that they learned a few moves in a taekwondo session, and with practice, they've come to be great protectors. Emily doesn't believe them and goes back to her room. Emily can't help but remember the good old days as spies. To ease the tension, Matthew tries to calm her by reminding her that they decided to leave the life behind because of the family they chose to have. To lighten the mood, Matthew spars with her. Meanwhile, Alice blames her little brother for revealing her location, but he denies his involvement, though he's happy that she's grounded. The next morning, they're visited by Chuck. Matthew is shocked to see him, and he reveals that he was able to find them through an online video of them beating up some men in a nightclub. He also shares that Baron, one of their colleagues, was the one who set them up and works with gore. He's looking out for them and thinks that their home is compromised and they need to get somewhere safe. He isn't able to finish his words when a sniper shoots him down. At that moment, some mercenaries join the fray and shoot sporadically at them. Thankfully, the kids are in school and they're able to dodge the bullets and make it out with their car to pick up their kids. While trying to evade the chasers, Matthew reveals he's with the key and didn't actually give the host the right key during the plane incident. He reveals he hid it in Emily's mom's house in England. Emily is understandably not fine with the fact that he hid everything from her. When a car comes too close, Matthew fills a Diet Coke with Mentos and throws it at the bad guys. The splash causes them to lose control and crash into a truck, sending them flying. They quickly pick up their kids and head straight to the airport. The kids keep asking them lots of questions, and they begin to reveal some secrets they've kept from the kids their entire lives. To answer their questions, Emily reveals that her grandma is still alive, and they are going there to stay for a while. Arriving in London, the couple keeps hiding their faces from cameras, and Alice still doesn't understand anything. They quickly take a bus to a secluded parking lot and steal a car, pretending it was left by their personal chauffeur. Meanwhile, Baron arrives at the airport, following the camera footage to find their current location, and some of Gore's men are also trailing them. Inside the car, the couple asks their kids to switch off their phones to avoid being tracked. When they run out of fuel, they decide to stop by a gas station. The kids begin to argue about the real identities of their parents. Looking at their passports, they're shocked to see that they answer to different names. One of the kids even Googles their last name on his play switch, only to find out that the identity belongs to a deceased person.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Movie Story for more amazing movie recaps. Let us know in the comments which movie you'd like us to cover next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.